Drew, thank you very much for joining us. It is always great to chat. Usually you're in your little cavern at home in Florida. Today, though, it's a bit different, isn't it? Because you've actually been able to come back to the UK and, you know, it must be quite nice.
It's going to be nice when I actually get there.
Oh, you're not there yet?
No, I'm technically not there right now. I mean, I was there last month. It was awesome. It's the first time in 2 years since I've been in the UK. Saw my family, saw the amazing UK WWE crowds, and get such a treat that I get to come back a month later. But technically, right now, I'm in my new home. I moved from Florida to Nashville. That's why the wall is a little different back here. So now I'm the Nashville Warrior, the Scottish Cowboy, living in these parts. And I've got Smackdown tomorrow. Then I fly to the UK for the rest of the tour.
It's exactly what you need, isn't it? In the middle of sort of two tours in a couple of months, a big home move cross states as well. That must have been fun.
Yeah, it was a real treat. But it's done now. Love it here. Everyone's very friendly.
But look, I mean, we've chatted before, obviously, and you were missing home sort of last time we spoke in the summer. You've been home. You managed to go back. How was it? How emotional was it?
Yeah, it was pretty emotional. There's a video out there you can probably find on YouTube when I saw my dad and brother for the first time in almost 2 years. And my brother and I held it together pretty good. My dad's a big emotional wreck at the best of times, so you get a little bit emotional. But it was wild that we hadn't seen each other for that long. And it's really cool that we have it on video and we can remember that moment we got to see each other for the first time. I saw my nephew, who's 3. I've only met twice prior. And he looks like a human now, a little man instead of a big ball of fat. He's talking now. He's picked up his mum's accent instead of my brother's accent. His mum's from Brighton. His favorite word is no. I said, no, I don't like that. No, daddy, every 2 seconds. So it was fun to see everybody. And we had a nice family dinner the day after the show. My wife was there for the trip and we got to stay a couple extra days and catch up with everybody. And during this tour, especially probably in Liverpool, Manchester area, since it's close to Scotland, I'll probably get my dad to come along too.
Now, I saw you when you were at the London date at Wembley, and it's fair to say you were pumped. You were absolutely pumped there. And I can only imagine sort of just how great it was to get in the ring and hear those British fans roaring away.
Oh, it was unreal. Every single night of the tour was just unbelievable. And, our roster, they love coming to the UK. They say to me all the time, what makes the UK so different? Like, why are they so much louder? And I've always got these chants and stuff. And I tell them, I was like, just take a second and watch baseball, American football, basketball. Just watch the crowd, how subdued they are the whole time. They're just sitting on their hands half the time, or they stand up once and go, that was a foul, referee. Then watch a football match, a soccer match from back home in Europe, and watch the crowd. Like, they're on their feet their whole time. They're going crazy. They're threatening the referee. They're threatening the players. They've got their chants. They don't have their signs like they do at WWE, but that's basically the kind of crowds we're getting. And they're wild from the beginning of the show to the end of the show, and our roster just love it.
I mean, you mentioned the sort of the sporting differences between the two countries. When we last chatted, it was just after Rangers had finally broken the drought and you were pretty happy. So have you had a chance to kind of go back? I know you went back to Glasgow, but have you had a chance to sort of celebrate properly?
Not in Glasgow. With the tour, there was still some restrictions in place, so I was limited what I could do. And the night of the Glasgow show, Rangers were playing, and they were so close, so close. They were down the street, but I had to, do my job and wrestle. So I do intend to make that right the first chance I can. I've got the offer there to tour Ibrox. I want to get to a game. I want to have a word with everybody that, hey, get it together. We're still doing decent this season, but last season we went undefeated for the whole the whole season in the league, and this season we've thrown away a few games. So I'm gonna have to sit the lads down, have a stern word with them all.
It's only one defeat in the league. It's not that bad, is it?
Not last season.
That
A couple
is
of draws that I wasn't too happy about.
But I mean, in Europe as well, though, that's always going to have a bit of an impact, isn't it? When you have sort of fight on two fronts, more is expected, I suppose, from Rangers this season.
Yes, especially how I feel. Like I talked about, I'm sure last time, like the way Rangers and I kind of paralleled each other. When I got fired from WWE in 2014, Rangers were sent to the bottom division round about the same time, and every year they rose up a division. I got a little more notoriety until eventually I returned to WWE. They returned to top flight football. I won the WWE title at WrestleMania a couple of years ago. I told Rangers, your turn now. They won the title, and now we both got to make sure we stay on top of the world. That's what it's all about right now. If any of us slip, I'll give a stern word to Rangers. If I slip, I expect Gerard on the phone cussing me out, saying, get your act together.
I mean, I would absolutely love that if he, watches your match at, whoever you face at Survivor Series, and then he's on the phone and going, "Oh, by the way, maybe you should have gone for the pin a bit earlier."
Yeah, that's what I want. I want to get him to get on the phone. We've had a couple of messages back and forth, which is pretty cool. But I want to actually get him on the phone, give me a proper team talk, maybe get on Zoom, or wait till in the UK show up, maybe at the Liverpool show.
I mean, that is the interesting thing. Obviously, you went from Raw to SmackDown. I mean, from the outsider's perspective, what is the difference? How different is it going from different shows?
I mean, it changes, I guess, your routine. On Raw, you tape on Monday Night Raw. SmackDown's Friday Night SmackDown. We've got our weekend shows that are non-televised on Saturdays and Sundays. So you go from working Saturday, Sunday, Monday, home on Tuesday, to leave Thursday, work Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So I guess that's the only difference. And if you don't have kids, it really doesn't make much of a difference, I guess. So you won't miss any sporting events. If you have games on the Friday, you're not going to miss them. If you don't have kids like myself, that's not true. I have 2 cats. They're like my kids. But for me, getting drafted, I almost felt like a traitor because, I returned to WWE. I was in NXT initially, and then returned to Monday Night Raw. And that's where I kind of found myself, made my connection with the fans, became 2-time WWE champion, was the face of Raw, and was really synonymous with Raw. When you thought of Drew McIntyre, you thought Monday Night Raw. Then when I got drafted to SmackDown, I was like, wow, I feel kind of guilty, even though it's not my choice. But I'm leaving Raw, I'm leaving my place. But sometimes it's good to get a fresh coat of paint. And realistically, that's where it all started for Drew McIntyre. I was signed to WWE in 2007, the first ever Scotsman signed straight to WWE from Scotland. I was on SmackDown my second week in America. They realized that I wasn't quite ready yet. Gave me some time in developmental to get ready, returned to SmackDown, was Vince McMahon's chosen one, was announced by Vince in front of the world as the future of the company, future world champion. Everything was going amazing. It couldn't go any better until it went terrible and everything fell apart professionally and personally, and it all happened on SmackDown. So for me, there's a chance to put right what once went wrong, like Quantum Leap. If anyone watched that back in the day, everything's come full circle. I'm back on SmackDown. I'm going to make things right.
Did not expect a Quantum Leap reference. That's taken me back. And you must be pretty hyped about working with Roman Reigns, considering he is just so big right now.
Yeah, he's on fire. There's nobody close to him in the entire wrestling industry. And that's why everyone keeps saying to me, it's Drew and Roman. That's obviously what's going to happen. I was like, I'm sure it's inevitably going to happen, but I don't want it to happen right now. He's got all this momentum, and I'm a very patient man. I've been in the wrestling game for over 20 years now. I want to keep building up victories. I want to keep building momentum. I want him to have to watch and go, all right, like I know what this guy can do. We fought each other Survivor Series last year. His cousins, of course, interfered. He low blowed me and eventually choked me out. That's cool, but he knows what I'm capable of these days. And I want him to have to watch me build up momentum. And by the time it's right, we come together, and it's going to be a huge match for us as superstars, but especially for the fans.
Yeah, it's going to be
absolutely. Until the time's right, though.
Absolutely. You call your shot. Looking forward to seeing you when you're over, and hopefully that match against Roman Reigns when you want sometime soon. Drew, it was absolutely great talking to you. Thank you.
Thank you, buddy. Good to talk to you again.